All right, let's get started with episode 331 of the Current Gen podcast. My name's Tim, and I'm here with nobody, just myself this week. Last week our schedules were so mixed up, we just couldn't get a show recorded. And this week it's similar. It's been tough to navigate some of our summer schedules, mine included. And so getting everyone on the call at the same time has been a little challenging, but we are very excited to reconnect over the next several weeks as so many games are coming out over the next few months. So we're going to have plenty to talk about. Don't worry about that. But for this week, just wanted to go over a few of the main releases that are out. There's actually some that I think all of you listening or watching might be really interested in. So we'll go over those. And I'll just touch on a few quick headlines as well to wrap things up. But the plan was to go into Halo Campaign Evolved, which is launching this coming week. And for some folks, including some guys who are not here on the podcast for this episode, uh, it's available if you got the premium edition. So some people have early access to it. I myself do not. I didn't want to spend the extra money, not because I don't like Halo. I do like Halo. I've played all of them except for, I think, Guardians, whichever one that one was. I never played that, but I played the rest. I like the Halo games. They're a lot of fun. Um, I just feel like I've played Halo 1 so many times. There's been a couple different remasters or revisions or something of it. Now, this looks amazing. It looks gorgeous. I'm excited to hear what everyone thinks about it. The reviews on it are quite good. I'm just not. I'll only bring up the fact that I've played it a lot to say I wasn't in a hurry to jump back into it again. I'm perfectly happy to wait until this week when it's on Game Pass. Then I'll install it and give it a try. So we'll give you our thoughts on Halo next week. But wanted to talk about a game just really quickly that even though it came out last month, it really has hit the mainstream. And I feel like everyone's talking about this right now. It's super popular on streaming. It's a really popular multiplayer game. It just seems like everyone is talking about this. So let me bring up some video of this. It's the review from or the before you buy video from GameRanks of this game called Meccha Chameleon. I just thought it was called Chameleon because that's how my son was referring to it. But Meccha Chameleon. Now, this is a game that just kind of came out of nowhere. This little indie game, as you can see here on the video. The visuals aren't going to blow you away, but the mechanics are really impressive, simple but fun. And the memories that this makes when you're playing with friends, the clips this makes when someone is streaming, they're just, I mean, this is the kind of game that you want streaming for, you want multiplayer for. It's just super silly, super fun. People are very creative. You get to discover who's a real artist. Like, I was always so bad with Microsoft Paint and with Mario Paint and stuff like that. I was never good at that stuff. So to me, this would be, I think, quite the challenge. But I am considering giving it a whirl because, guys, it's only, how much is it right now? I think it's it's $5, and and it seems like everyone's playing it. So I might buy it and give it a shot. Maybe play with my son a bit. He's been playing it a bunch on his PC. I know he's enjoying it. But as you can see here, the idea is you find a hiding spot. You have a couple poses to choose from, and then you get to painting, and you have a limited amount of time to paint. Although I think you can keep painting while they're searching. I think there's a mechanic where you can do that. But the idea is you want to be finished painting and still as you can be while they're searching, and then you want to. You can move. I think I've seen some people move. Maybe it depends on the mode. I don't know, but I've seen people move. Um, but yeah, it's just really fun, really silly. Uh, and I like how it's just stick figures. That's all it is. It's like fat stick figures that are running around. It didn't try to be too crazy with the visuals. So so anyway, this looks like a lot of fun, and I wanted to at least acknowledge it. It is a one of those games that's just captured the attention of people this summer. And if you haven't played it, it's a great one to play with friends or just watch some streamers play it. If that's not your thing, but you're interested in seeing how creative people are, I mean, something like this, as you can see, is just wood grain. So just paint yourself brown and give yourself some marks, or paint yourself looks like even darker. Paint yourself with a really dark color and then put some brown streaks on there to look like the wood. But yeah, really creative. This game looks like a lot of fun. So wanted to highlight that one, and then I wanted to go over some of the major releases that have come out over the last 2 weeks. Some you might be interested in, some you maybe have never heard of. So I hope this is helpful to you to see what games have released here in a pretty slow month of July. Not that nothing has come out. There's some pretty exciting titles for a few people. There was even some controversy with college football, which I won't talk about on this episode. But plenty of stuff I think out there for every type of gamer. So I wanted to highlight a few of those. Let me jump right in. First one we'll go to is the big Nintendo Switch 2 um, exclusive, Splatoon Raiders. And this is the review from Switch Up. It finally got a single player mode, guys. They finally did it. So if you've been wanting to play Splatoon, I've complained about Splatoon being multiplayer only, how it's not for me. But I think it's more than that. I realized as they actually made a single player game that's getting pretty good reviews, it's in the low 80s average, which is very good. Um, I realized, you know what? It wasn't just the fact that it was multiplayer. I just don't think I care that much about the setting, the characters, the design, the gameplay. It's just not my thing. So, not to contradict myself too much, but I don't think it was just that it was multiplayer. I just think this aesthetic, this style, it's not really, I'm not the target audience, and that's okay. I am glad that they made this. I hope it's successful because as a primarily single player gamer, I would love to see IPs get a really high quality single player treatment. So generally speaking, I feel very positive about this, and I have heard that elements of it can be very challenging as well. That's what I've heard. So Splatoon Raiders is available now. I do believe it is Switch 2 only. I'm like 99% sure. So, and by the way, you've got until I think you've got another month, maybe month and a half to get that Switch 2 at its current price before that price bumps up. It's only going up by 50, but in this day and age, $50, that's a whole new game you could purchase as well. So if you're on the fence, now's the time to grab that Switch 2. So many good titles on the Switch 2. All right, moving on. We have Moss the Forgotten Relic. Now, this is one that I've mentioned before that I played on VR, on the PlayStation VR. Super, super charming game. I love this platformer. I love the visuals, the aesthetic, the little mouse on this adventure. Feels very much like a storybook, especially in the VR mode. Now, in this mode where it's on a flat screen, it is a little bit different, but it still maintains a lot of that charm, even though I think some of the visuals don't have the same impact as when you have the helmet on and you can kind of turn and see the diorama look of everything. So it's a little different, but still very appealing, still very, very cool. And it's a fun little game, fun little action platformer. Um, and it does have both games, I believe. I believe it's got both Moss games because they made two of them. Let me just confirm that. Let's see. Yep, it has Moss and Moss Book 2 into a singular adventure. And so the description is Moss the Forgotten Relic is an emotional and atmospheric adventure set in the pages of a living storybook, brimming with myth and ancient magic. Guide a tiny but determined hero on a heartfelt journey of challenge, courage, and connection. So yeah, nice, charming little game that I do recommend. Okay, let's talk about something totally different now. This game has really old school, I'm talking like early Super Nintendo graphics, maybe just a step above original NES when they were still learning how to do 16-bit games on the SNES. That's what this reminds me of. It's called Imperial Ambitions, and it's this tactical game, this grand strategy game where you're moving your ship around, you're evolving society. So it's a little bit civilization-esque, especially with the hex movement, of course. So the description here, it's a 4X strategy game. So think civilization and the Three Kingdoms and those kind of things. Rule an empire through agents like the Gentleman, Shadow Master, etc. Novel movement mechanics such as military column movements and ship mechanics. You get the resources. You have social classes, controversial choices such as slave trading, crime syndicates, and more. I mean, this is crazy. Oh, it jumped to the next trailer. I'll just pause it here. So Imperial Ambitions is out now on PC. It's pretty cheap. There's a demo. I think it's $20 full price. So go check it out, Imperial Ambitions. Okay, moving on now to the DLC for the altars. And this one is called The Last Variable. As you can see here, these are all clones from the main altars game. Small spoiler, I guess, if you weren't aware what that game was about, but it's not a super spoiler. It's kind of in the trailers. Anyway, so the DLC follows the ending where you stay on the planet. Average playtime is about 20 hours in this content, which is cool. So you can finally pursue your true calling and stay and lead a team of new specialists to discover and unravel the mysteries of the Oasis phenomenon, which I think is some of the setting that you're seeing in the trailer. So if you like the altars, sounds like there's a huge chunk of gameplay being added to this DLC. So I recommend giving it a look. It costs $15 as an add-on. I'm sure there were versions you could buy where, like some kind of special edition versions where you might have access to it already. So the altars, the last variable, is available now. All right, next up, we've got Dragonsword Awakening. So this is an anime-style open-world game where you explore the continent of Orbis, brought to life with Unreal Engine 5, recruit unique companions, unleash spectacular status ailment tag team attacks and embark on an epic journey to save the world from the threat of a dragon reawakened after 60 years. So yeah, Dragonsword Awakening. This one is getting really good reviews, at least initially. It seems like people are really liking it. The style's very cool. Kind of has a Monster Hunter Stories vibe to it with that anime, cell shaded sort of look. It is very, I think, stylistic and appealing. I like the way that it looks, and the combat does look fast and fun. It does call itself an action RPG open world game. So yeah, you can go give this one a look if you're interested. This is from Hound 13. Let me see if they've made anything else that I recognize. This is the only thing that I'm seeing that they've made. So there you go. Dragon Sword, excuse me, Awakening is available now. All right. Next up, moving on. We've got another kind of unique visual game called Ascend to Zero. I like the style of this one. So this description is, have you ever wondered what it feels like to stop time? Ascend to Zero is a time-bending action roguelike where you can use your unique ability to freeze time and fight your way to the top. And it even has like the angle, the perspective of something like a Hades. And it's also a Hades-like game where you have your home base, where you go back to when you die, improve things over time, and then try another run. I think that's the idea here. And what we're watching here is the Noisy Pixel review of Ascend to Zero, which again, getting very positive reviews from users. There is a demo available on Steam if you're interested in this one. I like the aesthetic here. I like it's got a mixture of kind of modern day menu systems, but a very stylized pixel art with this isometric action game. They also have some cool hand drawn visuals, as you saw there, with some of the characters. And yeah, this one looks really cool. So Ascend to Zero is available now. All right. Next up, we've got this game called Kaz. So Kaz, this is a grid-based game that, as they describe it, pushes the boundaries of psychedelic visuals and fast reaction time. They call it a dopamine-fueled minimalist grid-based game. So it's an action roguelike arcade game where a choice of items, buffs, and malices allow you to unlock cool visuals and themes while showing everybody your skill on the leaderboards. I also do like, again, the mixture of old school arcade, very basic visuals, but then some of the explosions and light effects look very modern and very cool. And so games like this really find niche audiences and people love it. So, and of course, it's a roguelike, so it's going to give you plenty of reasons to dive back in and replay. It's only $6 right now on sale. Full price is $7, so it's pretty cost effective as well if this appeals to you. So it's got this action roguelike kind of puzzly look to it from what I'm seeing here. So anyway, Kaz, Kaz, is out now. So yeah, give that one a look. If that I love supporting indie developers as well. So if you have a Steam account and you like a smaller game, go check out Kaz. Speaking of smaller indie games, also go check out this next one called Lifted. Has a very cartoony, kind of like Mii's with their disconnected arms and feet from the body look to them, but a little more stylized, of course, than a Mii. So it's a little bit like Roblox meet Mii's in terms of its visuals. But in this game, you play as a slacker named Ari, the accidental wingman in his professor's manic, love-fueled time heist. Swing, climb, and puzzle through history to outsmart rival Tomb Raiders in a cinematic 80s blockbuster adventure. So I think it's going to have, as you saw in some of the video here, some of the adventures, some of the gameplay, some of the platforming, but also some silly cutscenes and dialogue, I'm sure, to be expected between you and the other characters here. So looks pretty colorful, pretty creative. If you're interested in this, again, it's one that I love seeing indie developers get supported. So go check out Lifted from AdventureWorks. And they might do other games. This is the only one I see by them on Steam, at least. So, all right. So that's Lifted. All right. Now for something totally different, very strange. This is me being uneducated in what this is, but this is a remastered game. I guess this game's been around. I guess the IP is well known, not to me though. So this is a Japanese cult classic that is finally being made available worldwide and reborn in HD. It's a fully remastered game called the 70s style robot anime Geppy X. I don't even know if I'm saying all that correct, but it's a fast-paced arcade style 2D shooter game, which is getting, I think, generally speaking, positive reviews. I have seen some negative thoughts on how it actually plays as a shoot 'em up, but in terms of visuals, as you can see, really stylish, very cool anime visuals and the pixel art, all of that very, very cool. So I think this is going to appeal to a lot of people. But caveat, it is $40 full price. So might be going to wait for a sale on, or maybe go read some reviews from some trusted reviewers that are out there, content creators, streamers that you trust, and give that a closer look before you spend $40 on this one. I don't know about that one, but all right. Moving on to the next one, we've got this game called Nothing to Declare. On this podcast, we like to feature random job sim games every once in a while. So this one, the description is live the thrill working as airport security. Weigh and scan bags, ask passengers questions, and if you are not convinced, search their luggage for dangerous items. It could be a bomb or an oddly shaped electronic device. Earn money and upgrade your workstation. I mean, it's another job sim type game. This one reminds me a little bit of that contraband one where you're checking things at the border and their passports and giving them stamps and like looking for all the requirements and what to watch out for. It just has a much different aesthetic, much different style, more cartoony and stylized. So I'll definitely give this one a look. It is only $10 full price, currently $7 on sale at the moment. So Nothing to Declare is out now. Okay. Next up, we have a game that I did not expect to review as well as it is reviewing. We're watching the IGN review right here. This game is called Denshattack, and you play this on rails train car or a couple of train cars. I can't tell if I think it's just one train car, but you're kind of doing crazy arcadey style skateboarding moves. Um, why are they showing us what looks like Maneater? Anyway, I'm not sure what the shark part was. Maybe there's a shark sequence in this game. This game is on Game Pass, so no reason not to give it a try. If this interests you, it looks very arcadey, high score, get combos. You're doing crazy moves. You're on a rail, so think of some of the games where you have like a sliding rail and you jump from rail to rail in some of those sequences. That's what this main gameplay is, and you're doing all kinds of crazy tricks. But the reviews on this game are fantastic, including IGN, who gives it a 9 in this review that you're watching right here. So you flip, trick, and grind your train at a fast-paced, off-the-rails ride through a colorful Japanese dystopia, outmatch rival gangs, wreck a shady megacorp, and take back the tracks with nothing but skill, speed, and style. Overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, by the way. People loving this one. Denshattack is out now. Let me get to the title screen, see if it'll show it at the end of this IGN review here. I'm not sure if it'll show it, but it's Denshattack. 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 All right. Let's move on to our next game, which is a sequel. This one is Cozy Grove Camp Spirit. And I think this is out on Switch and PC. It might be out elsewhere also, but this says, all those who are lost deserve kindness. Help cute ghostly bears find peace in this relaxing sequel to the beloved life sim game Cozy Grove, where kindness rules and new crafting, building, and camping island adventures await. As you can see, it's got a very stylized, kind of hand-drawn / pixel art, pencil art combo visually. I think it's got a very appealing aesthetic, very calming, which is fitting because the game is meant to be casual life sim style game. So people who are playing it are enjoying it. There is, of course, a demo for this one available as well, and full price is only $20. So yeah, Cozy Grove Camp Spirit is out now on PC and Switch. Might be elsewhere, but I know for sure it's on PC and Switch. Okay. Next up, I think this one looks really cool. I love the style of this. We've talked about this on the podcast before, so it's not a brand new game for us to feature here. But this game is called Fading Echo. It's a fast-paced elemental action-adventure RPG where creativity fuels combat. You can manipulate water, trigger chain reactions, and shift through surreal worlds as one, a young legend on a mission to save a dying desert scape. So we talked about this before because it has these slight similarities to a game we already discussed today called Splatoon, where you can kind of travel through water, it looks like, with these water streaks you leave with your water powers. So I'm not exactly sure how all that works, but it does look like traversal and unlocking certain areas is going to require some special water traversal skills or powers that you have to upgrade. But the style of it's very cool. It does look like fast-paced, fun action combat. And there's a demo for this if you want to give it a try. Full price is only $18, I believe. Or no, maybe it's 20. I think it's $20. Yeah, it's on sale for 18. So it's normally $20. So hey, go give it a look. I think this one looks great. It's on my wish list. I'm probably gonna be grabbing this one at some point. So Fading Echo, coming out to all platforms. It looks like. There you go. It's on PC now, coming to PS5 and Xbox later this year. So there you go. Okay, next up we have this game called Tears of Metal. So this is a game where you fight solo or up to 4-player co-op to reclaim your island alongside your Scottish battalion. I've already got some of you won over just with that alone. On each campaign, gain new powerful upgrades, rally your forces, and stop the invaders as they carve into the Mother Stone to harvest its power. So this game is in early access, just so that you're aware. It's an action roguelike. It is a hack and slash style game as well. So yeah, it's just like, as you can see, it almost has that Muso style of game where there's huge waves of enemies. So you don't have to go solo. You can play co-op as well. It's got a very interesting art style, as you can see here. It's kind of block based, almost like a really gritty, modern looking Minecrafty type characters. Very strange, but cool. I like the look and feel of it. It is just on early access Steam for the moment, but I'm sure it'll come elsewhere at some point. So yeah, Tears. I think it's Tears, not Tears. I think it's Tears of Metal. So okay. And if you watch and listen to our show at all, you know I am not the biggest fighting game fan, but that doesn't mean that I can't recognize when there's a cool IP being brought to a fighting game. And in this case, it's Avatar Legends, the fighting game. Great title. But it is a fast-paced 1v1 fighter where you battle as your favorite characters from the Avatar franchise, featuring these hand-drawn 2D animation visuals that are true to the series' roots. So it looks very cool. It does have crossplay, it says, as well across other platforms. So I will admit these visuals look really great. So whoever made this game, looks like it's Gameplay Group International is what's listed here. Visuals are top tier. Really does match up with what I've seen from the series, which one of my sons is watching right now. So yeah, Avatar Legends, the fighting game, is out now, and you can get it. This is just the PlayStation ad. I do believe it's on. I know it's on PC. I think it's on Xbox as well. So, all right. So you got Avatar Legends, the fighting game. All right. Last but not least, I had to bring this one up just because I've never seen anything like it. There's so many Souls-like games out there, but you know what we don't have is a dinosaur Souls-like game where you don't even fight as a dinosaur. You still use a sword. This game's called Dinoblade. It's an intense action RPG set in a prehistoric world forever changed by a cataclysmic event. Step into the role of a young Spinosaurus wielding a colossal greatsword. Confront rival dinosaurs, some armed with weapons of their own, in a desperate fight to prevent the looming extinction. I mean, it's a Souls-like game. It's hard boss fights with like you have a stamina bar and you're trying to spec towards a certain build. I mean, it's wild. It's an actual difficult Souls-like game, but it's dinosaurs and they're holding swords in their mouth. I don't know why they didn't call it Dinosword. I feel like it's a missed opportunity. But Dinoblade was the name they went with. So yeah, and it's only $20. It's on sale, of course. There's a launch sale at the beginning of its life here. It is in full release. It's not just early access. The reviews on it seem to be mostly good. Oh, very positive right now on Steam with user reviews. So yeah, this one, I just think this one looks hilarious and very interesting. So there you go, Dinoblade. I know you guys were all dying for that dinosaur game. Also, why didn't they call it Dinosword? I just feel like that was a real missed opportunity. Dinosword should have been the name. Oh well, what can you do? All right. Well, I also wanted to just hit a few headlines for this week's quick, short episode. One of them is in Forza Horizon 6. A couple weeks ago, we heard an announcement from Playground Games that they're going to be wiping the leaderboards. And at first it was, I haven't gotten to follow up on this if it's all leaderboards, but it's certainly ones where there's clearly an exploit. And you guys have probably seen this if you played Forza, any of the Forza Horizon games. But I know on 6 right away, there were some numbers that I was like, I don't even know how that's physically possible with the rules in this game, but okay. And I just accepted the fact that thousands of people were ahead of me because of something, and I just didn't worry about it. But they're patching out a lot of the exploits that they've identified, and they're wiping the leaderboards. I believe that's already happened across a lot of the what do they call them? The stunts. the stunt promo stunts that they have. So I think they've done a lot for a lot of them there, but they're planning on as they identify other ones, patching those out and wiping leaderboards again. So I'm gonna re-download it and go try to set some records again because I had successfully passed most of the records I cared about with my podcast friends here, and it seems like now I'm gonna have to do that again. Especially if Dan gets on this game and starts playing it. I can't be having him gloating about being number one. So so yeah. So if you're a Forza Horizon 6 player and you've set some records you're proud of, you might need to go back and try to recreate some of those, depending on when you set those and if it was on one of the leaderboards that was being exploited. So I'll tell you what though, I will never bother with the Drift Zone high scores. Someone tell me how to do it and tell me why it's fun. It just doesn't seem fun to me. Maybe I just need the right car build or something. Anyway, do you guys remember Agent 64, Spies Never Die? Let me look up a video of this real quick while we're sitting here. This was a kind of love letter to to GoldenEye, to Perfect Dark. I think we talked about this like a year, maybe it might have been 2 years ago. It's been a minute. So here's the new release date trailer that just got launched. I mean, it looks just like GoldenEye, just like Perfect Dark. I remember trying it and thinking, hey, this is actually really fun. So I liked it. It's got a good combination of feeling like a modern shooter, but also looking and kind of also feeling like one of the old ones. Even the blocky hands, it's just so funny to me watching this. So anyway, I'm very excited for this, and it does finally have a release date. It kept getting bumped to these broad windows of coming out this year or next year, and finally we have a date of August 11th. This will be launching, and you can do split screen, multiplayer, co-op, all that kind of stuff. That's what made GoldenEye such a hit, and Perfect Dark as well. Just the crazy multiplayer stuff you could do. So, I'm looking forward to giving this one a try. I hope it's fun. I remember the demo being a lot of fun. So unless they've changed a lot, this is going to be a good time. And let me see here if the demo will say. Looks like it's just Steam possibly at launch for August 11th, but I would hope it would hit other platforms. Also, who knows? Okay. Also, we got a release date for God of War Lofi, and that is coming out February 16th of 2027. And there was a panel during San Diego Comic-Con where Sony Santa Monica studio creative head Cory Barlog was announcing the release date for this, or they announced it at this event, and then he got up and talked about the next God of War game. And I think they did this because a lot of the outcry. And I got to tell you, you people whining about Lofi being the centerpiece of this game, like I just need to find other things to get mad about. Like sometimes I'm with you, and some things do feel forced in terms of a story or characters or changes made to the. I get it. I get it. In our culture, it's easy to see anything that involves something slightly different and assume there's some kind of political or cultural brainwash that's happening. But sometimes, especially if it's a company like Santa Monica, who has really been consistently excellent, just give them the benefit of the doubt that they're going to do something cool with this story, with this character, with this game, and let them create this thing. Let's see how it goes. And if it's not good, great. They'll learn from it. We'll discover, hey, not everything they make is great. But I have a feeling it's actually going to be a somewhere between good to great game when it comes out on February 16th of next year. And they are working on the next, or at least they're planning for the next God of War game. It is going to star Kratos again, so everyone relax, and it will tie directly to the Lofi story. I think this was kind of a smart thing to do. Don't worry, Kratos is coming back. Everyone calm down. And also, that's going to come right out of the Lofi story. So you might want to play that Lofi game. That way you know what's happening. So I think it was a pretty smart move for them to announce that personally. And hey, last but not least, I just wanted to mention that I am currently replaying Control, the 2019 game that we scored pretty high in our shared list, but I don't think high enough. And on my personal list, as I'm replaying it, I would totally rank this one higher. It might be the number one game that year. I still have to review and see, like, okay, did I like the Jedi game more? Because once the second Jedi game, Jedi Survivor, came out, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know if I still consider that my favorite of 2019 or not. But all I'll say is that Control. It doesn't really matter where I rank it. It's really amazing. It's beautiful too. Like, so I have the Ultimate Edition on PC, and it looks and plays wonderfully. It's really, really fun, and the story is just wild. And Remedy just never fails when it comes to creative characters and wacky lore. And so, yeah, Control is excellent. If you haven't played it yet, I highly recommend it. You can find it for super cheap on all kinds of sales. So just keep your eye open on the platform that you like. Look for some sales, and highly, highly recommend giving it a whirl. But I think that does it for us for this week. That's all the games that have come out that I wanted to call out. Sorry if there's others that you've missed. Let me know if I missed something that you want us to highlight. But otherwise, we'll be back in the following week. We're going to talk more Halo, and there's a whole bunch of other games that are going to start rolling out in the coming weeks. So I'm excited to talk to you guys, to talk with our other podcast boys, Jeff, Kyle, and Dan, who aren't here this week. But in the coming weeks, we'll all be back together. We'll figure it out. But thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for sticking with us after missing last week's episode. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.